Hey there, it's Natasha, and welcome to my channel if you are brand new, and for those of you who are returning, welcome back. My name's Natasha, and I share lots of different crafty projects around memory keeping, especially memory planning. And today I'm super pumped to be sharing with you this process video using one of the brand new stamps over at Kellie Stamps. Today is release day, so don't forget to check out the description box below where I have a special promo code that you can use in the shop to save on your order on this month's release, along with some of the other stamps that Kellie has currently in the shop. One of the main questions I get when it comes to memory planning and just memory keeping in general is, Natasha, how do you print your photos? I print my photos at home using the Canon selfie photo printer. I do use a paid app called PicFrame, which helps me create photo collages, which you had seen in the very first part of the video here. I trim them down to size, and that is how I am able to get these smaller sized format photos using the Canon selfie printer. The main stamp set that I will be using today is called Stacks On, and I think this is a must-have for memory keepers, especially for those of you who document every day, or even for the upcoming holidays. I think that this is such a great stamp set, and I really so love how Kellie has these stamp sets that are really general and work on such a variety of projects. So right here, I am creating almost an added repeat pattern to this journal card. This is a super old journal card from the Happy Planner, even before I got into the planners. I had picked this up maybe at Hobby Lobby on clearance. So I am just repeat stamping, and I had selected 3 different stamps pretty much around the same size to add some visual interest. I'm going to go ahead with one of the distressed oxide inks and layer this week stamp onto the journal card to create somewhat of a title for my weekly page. Next up, I will be creating a currently repeat stamping down the center of this journal card. This is a journal card from an older citrus twist kit, and as you can see on the left hand side, it didn't come out straight. I'm not usually one for exact stamping. That's not, I'm not a card maker. I'm not going for that exact precision, but I will say that this pattern bugged me, and you will see I end up going later on to change this card. So if you stay tuned here, you will see how I end up changing this to make it work for me. And I'm curious to see how, when it comes to stamping, if you have stamped something that you don't love, what do you do? I'm curious, do you use stickers? Do you leave it? Do you cut it out and add something different, maybe a die cut? I would love to hear from you. What is your go-to when you've got a stamping oopsie? Most of the time, I will just leave it. I've got currently in the week section, my 28 did not come out correctly. So I'm going to end up going in there with a black Sharpie. You'll see in the finished photos to finish that up. So I think there's a lot of different tips and tricks. So if you would like to, I'd love to hear from you. Drop it down below and what is your go-to. As I am chatting along here, you can see that I've been building up the clusters on my journal cards. I am using the Cocoa Daisy planner, and I have been using this for 2021 as my memory planner. Now this layout here, it's almost like an unpocket pages that maybe you've seen Retro Hip Mama do. This is something that I started, I think back in 2019, 2020, I started playing with this idea of really going outside of the format and using journal cards, and this is so much fun to do. I really look at each journal card as its own mini layout, and I definitely find using a stamp set such as this one stacks on and a coordinating color scheme really helps tie this in. And I love how this ended up turning out. This stamp set is just so awesome. I also experimented on this layout using a variety of different ink colors. Typically I'll stick with just black, or I do distressed oxides, but this one I brought out my dye ink from Pink Fresh Studios. So I had a lot of fun playing with the ink colors to coordinate with the products that I had selected. So what do you think? Do you like to do all black stamping, or do you like to mix and match with a variety of different colors? I think as somebody who does not have an extensive ink collection, I have a handful of the distressed oxides, although I will say thanks to Heidi's swap, my collection has grown rapidly, but I still have like a small-ish collection, so sometimes I am more drawn to the distressed oxide inks. So let me know. There's so many fun colors out there and so many different brands. I think that if I had an unlimited crafting budget, I think I would definitely try a variety of the different brands that are out there, especially when it comes to dye inks, like the Catherine Pooler. I've been really interested to give those a try out, maybe on my next a cherry on top crafts or scrapbook.com hauls. I'll have to check it out. Now, here you can see at the bottom left how I ended up fixing this card. So I had cut down some pattern paper from a Citrus Twist previous kit into a 3x4 journal card, and I trimmed down that other journal card to create a new type of journal card. So I really am going to enjoy this fix. I am using some archival ink here as I am printing this stamp onto a photo paper, so that's definitely something to keep in mind for somebody who is just getting started with stamping. If you are stamping on a slick surface like a photo, make sure that you are using an archival ink. I am using that here on the paper, but I did also use the VersaFine black ink, which is my go-to usually. If not, I more recently have been using this archival ink almost all the time, but really out of laziness, and my VersaFine is getting a little bit dry. I need to add that to my cart as well. If you are just getting started with memory planning and specifically stamping in your memory planning projects or in your planner, I definitely recommend getting a stamp set like this that can work for a variety of different prompts and different photos, or no matter your style of planning or memory keeping. Something like this is excellent to start in your stash, especially if you're just getting started. Like something like Happy Place could not just be about here in my garden, but it could be when I'm in the kitchen, in the craft room, when I'm outside, when I'm with family or my dogs. There's so many different eating ice cream. There's so many different places. With this card done, I'm moving on to my next one. I added this pink title, repeated stamping saying so good, so good. And I am going to start with the right hand side. Now I'm using the Cocoa Daisy planner, and I really love the flexibility of this planner. It has both the vertical and horizontal style layouts, but to make sure that that doesn't peep through for the days of the week, I've just taken some whiteout tape and crossed that off so there's no peekaboo on the date. You could set these cards to completely cover it, but I do like having somewhat of an equal border throughout the 4 different cards. I will have some close-up photos for you in just a moment after I've added my journaling to this memory planning layout. Thank you as always for stopping by and watching this process video. Don't forget to check out Kellie's shop. I will have a link below, and of course to use my special promo code to save some money in the shop. Make sure to remember to shop small. That's so important during these challenging times, that we show our favorite designers some love. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're interested in seeing more content like this, please consider subscribing. Until next time, I'll see you later.